Welcome back, friends. Welcome you all to the new session of Software Development Lifecycle series. Today we are going to discuss the next one and the last one software development life cycles, that is Agile methodology. We have already discussed the waterfall model, V-shaped model, prototype model, spiral and RAD model. Today we are going to discuss the last one and the latest one, Agile methodology. We have divided this Agile methodology session in two parts. In the first one session, we are going to discuss what is Agile, how Agile methodology evolved, how Agile delivers the best to the customer, how Agile works, and there are some tools that has been used in Agile methodology for project management. We are going to take a look on that also. In the second session, we are going to discuss the Jira, that is the best and the widely used project management tool for in Agile methodology. We are going to see the project life cycle in Agile methodology, and there are some terminology that you should know while working in Agile methodology. So we will discuss those terminologies also. Let's start with what is Agile. As you know, each and every software development life cycle that is getting evolved has taken the best from the earlier one and also included the best part of the earlier one as methodologies. Like V-shaped has overcome the disadvantage of waterfall model, prototype has overcome the disadvantage of V-shaped model. Similarly, Agile has taken the best from all these five as methodologies, software development life cycles you can say, and created a new one that is named as Agile. Agile has also it has not only the overcome the disadvantages of these all software development life cycles that I have mentioned here, but it has taken the best from these all five models and included in itself. Now let's come to its name. Why the methodology, software development cycle methodology, has named as Agile? Agile means ability to move quickly and easily. Yes, once we go to the customer or customer comes to us, he needs that the project development activity should be quick. We could deliver the solution as much as quick possible, and he needs a quality product. So in Agile, as it has taken all the best from these all earlier models, it could deliver the solution rapidly, it could deliver the solution quickly, as well as a quality product has been delivered to the customer whilst we are using the Agile methodology. Now, as I said, Agile, what is Agile? Agile is basically nothing, a software development life cycle like other one. So let's start to understand. Let's try to understand first what are the best that Agile has taken from these all software development life cycle one by one. So first we will start with waterfall model. In Agile, once we will discuss the Agile methodology, you will see that Agile has taken all the stages that has been defined in linear sequential model, you can say, or in the waterfall model, like requirement gathering, design, implementation, testing, deployment and support. These all phases are there in Agile methodology also. Why Agile has taken the different phases from waterfall model? Because it was the first one model, it was the simplest model that ever been implemented. The waterfall model was also quality focused, because in this the methodology, once we deliver any product to the client, that is quality focused. We do not concentrate over the time, cost and other things, but we mainly focus on the quality of the product. So Agile has also taken the best these two things from the waterfall model, that the implementation should be simple, it should be quality focused. Now other thing, output is generated after each and every stage, therefore it has a high visibility. Yes, once we discuss the Agile methodology, you will see there is a term sprint, that is nothing but we develop the whole product in small chunks. Means we divide the bigger one solution in smaller solution. We deliver them one by one. So definitely it has taken the approach from here only, that we will deliver something first. Once that has been completed, then we will focus on the next one, then we will focus on the third one. Now the third one, the client and the project manager gets a feel that there is a considerable progress. Sprint completion. The sprint completion is the terminology from agile methodology. For the time being, you just remember the term sprint completion. We will discuss it in detail in our second session. So what I said, we divide the solution in smaller solution and then we deliver it to the customer one by one. So definitely once we are delivering something to the customer, he or and our project manager also feel that yes, we are progressing with something, we are completing something. So client and project manager also have a feeling that yes, our team is working. Now the last one, work well for smaller projects where requirements are very well understood. And I have also mentioned the term small sprints. So small sprints is a term from agile methodology. What we have seen in a waterfall model, that it will be used for smaller projects where the requirements are clear. And what I have said, once I was telling about the agile divides the solution, the bigger one solution, in the smaller solution. So definitely if we have a small solution, if we have a small project that we need to deliver to the client, we can use the agile waterfall one. So that's why agile has adapted this particular waterfall model itself into the agile one. Now next we have another software development lifecycle, V-shaped model. So once we were discussing the V-shaped model, you have seen that in V-shaped model the developer is mainly concentrated over the verification and validation part. Why? Because in waterfall model, if we face any kind of defect in the later stage of the development life cycle, we need to iterate from the beginning one. So what they have done, they have included the verification and validation, means they have included some testing kind of thing with each and every stage. Once we start with the requirement analysis, we have prepared the user acceptance plans. That acceptance plan will be used in the last stage, that is the user acceptance testing, UAT. So basically what is the benefit of this particular V-shaped model was that we are doing verification and validation kind of thing parallelly to the each and every one stage. In agile methodology, you will see that we are doing the validation, UAT, any kind of integration testing, unit testing, system testing. These all things we are doing each and every stage. We involve customer as well as for the UAT kind of thing. Means we have smaller solution that we are going to deliver to the client. So we validate those things with customer. Now the second one, proactive defect tracking. Yes, we use some kind of tools like Jira, like AGILE, different tools that has an ability to track the defect and track the progress of those defects. So we proactively track the defect. If something comes between the development, we are able to resolve the defect within a sprint or within a phase, you can say. Avoids the downward flow of the defect. Definitely, in what was there in waterfall model, once any kind of defect or once any kind of difficulty comes into the project, we need to iterate through the first one. But in V-shaped model, what we have done, we have implemented some kind of testing activity with each and every phase. Similarly, what that has helped us, this helped us that if there is some kind of bug comes, some defect comes, that can be resolved immediately because we have some kind of testing phase there. Similarly, in agile methodology, we test the application in each and every sprints. What we will discuss the sprint in detail, but for the time being, sprint is a smaller part of the whole solution. Means if we have a bigger solution, we have divided it into the 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. In each and every part that we are going to deliver to the client, we have a testing phase. That avoids the downward flow of the defect. Means if we have something in the first phase, we can deliver, we can we can correct that particular defect, we can resolve that defect in that particular phase only. Now move on to the third one, that is the prototype model. Agile has again taken the prototyping kind of thing from this particular methodology. In this methodology, the best one and the bigger you can say the advantage of this particular prototype model was the customer is directly involved in the development activity, or you can say the customer are somehow involved in this particular software development life cycle. So they are aware with the things that what is going on, where the solution is at this time. Similarly, in agile methodology, customer, client or business, whatever you want to say, they are actively involved in the development activity. They are well aware with the progress of the project. If there is something goes wrong, the user, the client, the business can provide their feedback. If there is some kind of missing functionality as well, as means we are delivering the first one phase to the customer. If there is something missing, he can at the time feedback us that yes boss, this particular functionality is missing, so you need to implement that. So Agile has adopted the user participation as well as errors detection in the earlier state, as well as the feedback from the user in each and every stages from this particular prototype model. Now move on to the spiral model. What's the spiral model? If you remember, we are delivering customer the smaller solution in a prototype type. Okay, so what's the prototype? Prototype is, means if you take an example of a car manufacturer company, before manufacturing the car, the company creates a prototype, or you can say the smaller model. It's a smaller model. They prepare that, they create that, and once that has been approved that yes, this particular prototype model or this particular smaller model has all the functionality that we want to deliver to the customer in terms of a bigger car, then they start a manufacturing activity. So in this particular activity, what we have seen, they have iterated this particular prototype model in several in a spiral way. Okay, so we are delivering the first one, prototype 1, then if that is been approved, we are going to deliver the prototype 2, the next one solution, then prototype 3, and that once we have each and everything implemented in the prototype that that customer needs, we are going to start with the development activity. So Agile has adopted this one also, but they are delivering first something. They have created a prototype. Once that has been you can say they have prepared a solution, then they deliver it to the customer, then they have again started with the next one activity, they deliver it to the client. Means they are delivering continuous integration or continuous deployment. There are two terminology that we will discuss that says that we are delivering something to customer in a spiral way. Means we have delivered first one, then we deliver second one, then we deliver third one in a spiral way. Okay, and once all these smaller chunks of solution has been delivered to the customer, you will see the whole product has been delivered to the customer. Now next one, and the last one, older methodology, RAD, Rapid Application Development Model. So Agile has mainly taken 2 or 3 things you can say from this model. The first one thing, in these days what customer wants, if there is any kind of change comes in between, that can be easily integrated or accommodated within the solution, within the sprint only, within the phases only. So the Agile methodology gives a chance to the customer, if there is something missing requirement, if there is some functionality that needs to be incorporated in the same phase, that can be done. And the last one, you can see skilled team members. As I said, the solution can be delivered in smaller chunks, and the smaller chunks needs to be delivered within 2 or 4 weeks. That smaller chunk solution that we are delivering is named as sprint, and a sprint, the maximum lifetime, or you can say the maximum timeline for that particular sprint could be 4 weeks, from 1 week to 4 weeks. So there is small time where we need to deliver to the customer. So definitely we need the skilled team members who can deliver the solution rapidly. So definitely Agile has adapted these two very well in Agile methodology. The changing requirements can be accommodated and the skilled team members. Now the other things, reusability of the components and the automation tools and code generators, and easier to transfer delivers as script, high level abstraction and intermediate codes are used. These all things, as you can say, the is a single one where we need to use the automated tools. It could be used to test the solution. It could be used as a code generator which writes the code for us. So what is the benefit of this? The benefit of this is mainly that if you use any kind of code generator that is well tested, the QA effort gets decreased. If you use any automation tool to test, it will reduce the testing effort and the testing will go well. So you can see these the benefits of these RAD model also included in Agile. Once we will discuss the Agile methodology, you will see these all things that we have discussed here is there in Agile methodology. Now, how Agile delivers best to the customer. So to understand this, we need to understand the mindset of the customer. What customer wants when he comes for a solution to us. He needs that stakeholder, business, client, they are actively involved in software development activities. He should know about what's going on. Means that's the transparency part. He should know about the things, what's going on, what the developer is working, which developer is working on which part, when he is going to deliver that particular part. Now he is looking for a predictable time when we are going to deliver the solution to the customer. So definitely in Agile methodology, what happens once we plan any sprint, or once we plan for the smaller solution delivery, we know that it would be delivered within 2 weeks or 4 weeks, maximum to the 4 weeks. So customer has an understanding, customer can predict that the particular part of the solution will get delivered to us in that particular timeline. Now focuses on users. Definitely once we are delivering something to the customer in smaller chunks, we should be concentrate over the we should focus on the users also. Why? Because if that particular smaller part of solution is somehow being used by the customer, definitely the user will try with that solution. So we should focus on the users, and as I do it in best way. Quality improvement, as I said, from rapid application development, software development life cycle, we have focus on the quality also. In waterfall model or linear sequential model, we are quality focused, and Agile has taken the best from these two models where we use the skilled team members, we focus on the quality only. Now predictable cost and schedule, as I said, early and predictable delivery, as well as if customer knows that just we will get the solution in 4 weeks, where we need 2 developers, 2 testing team, so he is predictable about the cost as well as schedule. And the last one allows for changes. That was the bigger that's the bigger one requirement from the client, because definitely we are human being, we could miss some requirement, we could change the requirement according to the solution. If we see that yes, this could be a problem for the end users, definitely client could need that this should be changed. So we allow the changes in between in Agile methodology. Now how Agile works. So as I said, we deliver the bigger one solution in the smaller part. You can consider these 3 circles as the smaller solution. This one is the first one solution, this one is the second one solution, this one is the third solution. And what I have said, we divide the solution in smaller part. Those smaller part, we can, for the time, we can say it as a sprint. Okay, so what happened once the project kicks off, we first divide the solution, we first break down the solution in smaller part. So according to the discussion with the client or business, we first try to understand which one part should be delivered to the customer first, so he can start working on that, or it is somehow useful to the customer. According to that, we start with the solution preparation, and After that, we start the sprint planning, or you can say the thing planning one. How we are going to deliver that particular part to the customer. So how many developers is required, what are the tools that we need, what are the technology that we need. Each and every kind of planning will be done in the sprint planning part. Then we start with the development, then we do the testing, then we demonstrate that particular part to the customer. It could be a UAT, it could be a integration testing, anything. We demo that particular part to the customer. If customer is happy, then it's fine. We deliver that particular solution to the customer. And if he is unhappy, then there are some the part which the customer is unhappy. We take that particular part to the next sprint and start with this activity. So what happened? We have delivered the first part of the solution, then we have delivered the second part of the solution, then we have delivered the third part of the solution. And once these all three the three part of the solution has been delivered to the customer, you will see the whole project, the whole solution has been delivered to the customer. And what I have said in the starting, that this is basically an incremental model mixed with the spiral model. Incremental model, you will see these phases are from the incremental model. In spiral model, means it's mixed with the spiral model. Yes, it's mixed with the spiral model. We have several spirals here. Okay, the first one is spiral, the second one is spiral, the third one is spiral. We are delivering something. We are delivering a prototype 1, we are delivering prototype 2, you can say, you are delivering prototype 3. But these are not the prototype, these are the actual solution. So it's mixed with the spiral model in the rapid development. Yes, as the solution is smaller, we are rapidly delivering something to the customer. That is known as continuous integration, or you can say continuous deployment. Once we will discuss the terminology of the spiral model, you will see I will define two of the terminology: continuous integration and continuous deployment. Now we should know about some tools that are being used in agile project management, agile methodology as project management tools. So here are some names of the agile project management tools: Agile, Rig, Trello, Jira, Axosoft, Planbox, Assembler, Pivotal Tracker, Asana, Windfire. These all are the project management tools which helps us to track the flow of the project, where we are currently with the project. We can track the defect, the stage of the defect, whether the defect is in the development phase, where the defect is in the QA phase, where the defect is in done, it's completed and it's delivered to the customer. We can track that also. As we have to deliver the solution to the client in smaller chunks, we can track that smaller chunks also in these project management tools. So what I can say, there is a tool, Jira, that is widely used at this time in agile methodology to track the bug, to track the current activity, situation of the project. So we will discuss in our next session about the Jira. I will show some screenshot from Jira so you can understand it very well, what are the different phases, how Jira is being used, how we can do the sprint planning. So be with us in second session also. And apart from that, as I said, there are some terminology that we should know about agile. We will discuss those terminology also in our second tutorial. So if you have any queries, please comment it us. If you feel good with this session, please appreciate us, please like to our channel, please subscribe to our channel, please comment so we can do better. So we will meet again in our next session.